The frequency table shows the score of some teams in a domino tournament. Which team won the tournament? The first step in determining who won the competition is to determine the team with the largest number of groups of 5. Now we are trying to find the team with the largest number of points, but it is not necessary to count the points allotted to every single team. So we are going to look at the ones with the largest number of groups of 5. Each group of 5 has a diagonal line through the strokes. Bobsled and Black Scorpio have the largest number of groups of 5. There we have them, Bobsled and Black Scorpio. The teams have 3 groups each. However, Black Scorpio has an extra 2 strokes over Bobsled. So look at that. We notice that they have the same number of groups of 5, but Black Scorpio has an extra 2 points. Black Scorpio therefore has the greatest number of points and is the winner of the competition. The correct answer is option D. How many points did Broomweed score? Each group of strokes with a slash through it is a unit of 5 points. This is because the diagonal line, which is the slash, is also counted as a point. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the slash or a diagonal stroke through them. The diagonal stroke is also counted. So there we have Broomweed and the number of points scored. There are 2 groups of 5 points. So if we have 2 groups of 5, if we have 2 groups of 5, we have 10 points. There are also 3 singles. We have 3 singles in addition to the 2 groups of 5. The total number of points is therefore 10 plus 3 is equal to 13. The correct answer is option B. What is the mode of the set of numbers? And we have this set of numbers and we are writing them. The mode is the item in the set that occurs the most times. So, how many 5s do we have? Okay, so we have 3 5s. How many 10s do we have? So we have 2 10s. And how many 15? Just 1. And how many 20s? We only have 1 20. Of all of the items, the one that occurs the most times is 5. It occurs 3 times. The mode is 5. So we have 3 5s, the mode is 5, and option A is correct. Which is true about a pie chart? The following is an example of a pie chart. There we have it. That's a pie chart. It is circular. Option A is correct. The descriptive words in the other options, which are vertical, horizontal, and diagonal, are used when describing lines and are therefore irrelevant to a pie chart. We have now number 65 that says 5 children have dolls, 15 have knives, 10 have carts, and 12 have skis. Which table correctly represents this data? Let us take a look at the problem statement by statement. 5 children have dolls. Options B and C satisfy the first one. So where we have 5 dolls, this one and this one. So there we have them. So we know that the answer is either B or C. A is already out and so is D. By examining the table, we realize that the other 2 categories have the same number of representatives. So let us look in the table. There's nothing to distinguish the tables in these columns. So we just have to take a look at the final column. It is the final category that will distinguish between the two possible answers. 12 has keys. The information is reflected only in table C. Therefore, we are sure that option C satisfies all of the conditions that are laid out in the statement of the problem. It is therefore the correct answer. The table shows the marks of students on their final exams. How many students participated? In order to determine the number of students that participated, we need to add the numbers in the column labeled number of students. So that's what is labeled number of students. So we are going to add all the values that we have in that column. At this stage, students should be learning how to add a set of numbers strategically instead of blindly. So we're going to use a strategy to add the numbers so that the addition can be done easier. Grouping the numbers in sets that add to give a number ending with 0 or 5 makes finding the total quite simple. So we have the 7 plus the 18, and that is equal to 25. Here we have it. And of course, we have the 26 and the 14. Where's that? 26 plus 14 right there. And that is equal to 40. And we have 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. So numbers ending with 5 and 0, we find that the addition of those will be easily done. Let us accumulate the values as we traverse the table vertically. The first value of the running total will be 5. So we have right there 5. Then we add 25 to that, and the result is 30. Then what are we going to do? We're going to add 40 to the 30. 40 will be added to the 30, and the result is 70. Then we go down and we add 10 to get 80. Then we go down and add 10 to get 90. Then we go down to add the final 10, and the result is 100. So we have 100 students participating. And of course, I'm hoping that you would have realized how easy it is to add those numbers that end with 0. The total is 100. The correct answer is option C. It would have been beneficial if we were able to see that 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. And then the 12 combined with the 18 would have given 30. So we could have taken another approach. As long as we try to see that we can be systematic about it, adding numbers that will generate an answer that ends with a 5 or a 0. That makes life a lot easier. So there is no restriction. Just make use of the ease with which numbers that end with 0 or 5 may be added. The chart shows the average rainfall for Portland in 2007. Between which 2 months did the amount of rainfall decrease? So we're going to look from January. When reading a graph, the natural progression is from left to right. We therefore need to determine, as we move from left to right, between which 2 months the line goes down. So as we go from left to right, let us see what happens between January and February. Between January and February, we notice that this goes up, so there is an increase. Between February and March, this line, what happens? We notice that the line is flat. So there is no change in the amount of rainfall. And between March and April, there we have it, between March and April going down. So the line goes down, indicating a decrease in the amount of rainfall. So the correct answer is option D. The average monthly temperature was recorded for a province in Canada. Which monthly temperature is wrongly represented on the bar graph? We need to compare the values in the temperature column with the height of each bar. And of course, the height of the bars will give the temperature also. We need to understand that correct does not mean exact, especially when the top of the bar is not in contact with the horizontal line. When the top of the bar is not in contact with the horizontal line, we need not be exact. So, when the top of the bar is not in contact with the horizontal line that marks the unit of height, a close approximation will be enough. So let us take a look at May. What happens in May? Notice that for May, we have the bar a little bit above the 15 mark. So the 15 degrees Celsius mark, the bar is a little bit above that. So a little bit above 15 may be depicted as 16. So that one is accurately depicted on the graph. For June, the temperature is 21 degrees. The top of the bar is just over 20. This is the 20 degrees Celsius mark. The top of the bar is just above 20. This is also a very good approximation of 21. The temperature is therefore correctly represented on the graph. July. For July, the temperature is 35 degrees. The top of the bar is just below 30 degrees. This is indicating a temperature that is less than 30 degrees. But what do we have here? 35 degrees. So we have 35 degrees here, and we have the bar below 30 degrees. So what do we know? If it is less than 30 degrees, it is also less than 35 degrees. This is the temperature that is wrongly represented on the graph. The correct answer is therefore option C. If n minus 6 is equal to 15, then n is equal to, Jerry, I promise you that when we get to a problem like this, you will tell me exactly what to do. So let us write the equation. We have done that. So tell me what to do, Jerry. Okay, Jerry is saying that we need to make this n be on the left hand side all by itself. But we have a negative 6, or we have on the left hand side n minus 6. So what do you do about that 6, Jerry? Very good. We need to add 6 to the other side of the equation. Why do we do that, Jerry? Jerry, you're going to take the whole hour and a half to explain that. But essentially, the information that was passed to me by Jerry Lewis is saying that we need to add 6 to the right hand side. So we are subtracting 6 on the left hand side. We therefore need to add 6 on the right hand side. So n is equal to 15 plus 6, which is equal to 21. So n is equal to 21. The answer is option D. If A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6, and C is equal to 11, which will represent the expression A plus B to be divided by C? All that this problem requires is that we replace the letters or symbols in the algebraic expression with their numerical values. A plus B plus C. Replace A with its numerical value. So A is equal to 5, so we replace that with 5. Replace B, also B is equal to 6, so we replace 6. What about 11? C is equal to 11, so we replace that. No problem seeing that the answer is option C. Option C looks exactly like this one, so the correct answer is option C. He took 5 grapes from the fridge. Later on, he took another X grapes. If he took a total of 15 grapes, what is the number sentence representing this? Let us consider the most important points of the statement of the problem. So he took 5 grapes, so write down 5. And what else? He took another X grapes, so write down X. He took a total of 15 grapes, so write 15 down also. There are 2 words in the statement of the problem that will give us clues that may be used to add the finishing touches to the statement. Total and another. The word another implies in addition to, and the word total gives the problem away. So we are sure that 5 and X are clearly related to each other by addition. Total of 15 grapes. The total is 15. This means that the result of adding 5 and X is equal to 15. The correct answer is option C. What is the value of R if 3 to the power of 4 is equal to R? What do we know about how the number is written? How is the number written? It is written with the 3 that we call a base and a 4 that we call a power or index. So we have the 4 is the index, and other names for index are exponent, then we have power, then we have log. Okay, so log or logarithm is the last one that these students are going to learn about in their career of mathematics. So Jerry, be on the alert that when you get to about 9 or 10 grade in the high school of your choice, you will be seeing words like index and exponent because you are well familiar with power. But when you start to do your CAPE or your associate degree, you will see a lot of logarithm. It's not related to loggerheads, Jerry. Logarithm. So, the power tells us the number of times that the base is multiplied by itself. This tells us that 3 is multiplied by itself 4 times. So, this tells us the number of times that this one is multiplied by itself. So, 4 is the number of times that this one is multiplied by itself. So, the correct answer is option A. If K is the product of 6 and 12, what is K? Product. So product is the word that we are paying special attention to in this problem. Product is the result of multiplication. To find the product of 6 and 12, we need to multiply them together. So 6 multiplied by 12 is equal to 72. The correct answer is option B. Jerry is saying that he wished that every single problem were like this one. so that he could finish his GSAT and go to the school of his choice. Life is not like that, Jerry. Life is full of challenges, and every single thing that you are learning in school is to prepare you for life, and not a smooth and easy road, Jerry. My great-great-grand-aunt said, Jackass say the world no level. So that is the one that you should bear in mind, Jerry. 110 plus 99 is equal to n. What is n? The only way that students might arrive at the incorrect answer is if they are too hasty in adding the numbers. Some students might find it easy to make the calculation correctly in their minds. I will not discourage those students. This is for the students who want to take a second look at the problem. Write down the first number. So we write down the first number, 110. Next, we write 99, placing the ones digit under the ones digit. And then place the tens digit under the tens digit. And then we add them merrily. Add the numbers in the ones column first. So when we do that, we get 0 plus 9 is 9. And then add the numbers in the tens column. We have 9 plus 1, and that is equal to 10. So we write the 0 down and carry the 1 to the hundreds column. So next, add the numbers in the hundreds column. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. And our correct answer is 209. And our choice is option C. Which number sentence is true? Let us take a look at option A. The equal sign with a slash through it means not equal to. The statement is therefore saying that 4 multiplied by 10 is not equal to 40. We know that 4 multiplied by 10 is equal to 40, so the statement is not true. But we are looking for the one that is true. So let's continue. And we are looking at option B. The statement is saying that 80 is equal to 4 multiplied by 16. If we multiply 4 by 16, the result is 64. The statement is therefore untrue. Option C. For option C, we are going to introduce the number line in order to explain the real significance of the signs that mean less than and greater than. If you put your arms akimbo, the shape of your left arm is like the less than sign, and the shape of your right arm is like the greater than sign. However, students need to understand that the signs are actually two arrowheads that point out directions on the number line. So there's your number line. You're increasing in this direction and you are decreasing in this direction. So you get larger. 1, 2, 3. In that direction, you get smaller in the other direction. 3, 2, 1, 0. Right. The arrowhead that points in the direction in which the numbers decrease is the less than sign. So the numbers decrease in this direction. See? 3, 2, 1, 0. So the numbers decrease in that direction. So the arrowhead that is pointing in that direction is the less than sign. The arrowhead that points in the direction in which the numbers increase is the greater than sign. So the one that points in the increasing direction, that's the greater than sign. So the signs greater than and less than are related to the number line. So the statement is therefore saying that 4 multiplied by 6 is less than 20. But when we multiply 4 by 6, we get 24. So 24 is not less than 20. The statement is not true. What about that one? Option D. Let us do the arithmetic on both sides of the greater than sign. So 5 plus 2 is equal to 7, and 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. The expression becomes 7 is greater than 5. We know that 7 is greater than 5. The statement is therefore true because 7 is greater than 5. So that is the one that we are looking for, and the answer is option D. Which statement is true? Let us label the digits in both numbers. So we have tens, ones, tenths, hundredths, or hundredths, tenths, ones, and tens. Option A, we are going to be taking a look at option A. Notice that the numbers are the same, except in that the one that follows the decimal point is in the 100th position in one case and in the 10th position in the other case. This exception is enough to make a distinction between the two numbers. They are not equal and the statement is not true. So, of course, notice where the 1 is in the 100th position and in the 10th position here. Therefore, the two numbers are not equal, so we are sure that that one is not right. And of course, we have our little diagram down here that gives us a reminder of the less than sign and the, Jerry, greater than sign. Okay, good. Option B now. Generally, as we move to the left, the place values get bigger. So as we move in this direction, the place values get bigger. Since in 15.1, the position of the 1 is to the left of the position of the 1 in 15.01, we are sure that 15.1 is greater than 15.01. The statement is therefore true. Notice what we are saying is that if we look right here, as a matter of fact, as we move in this direction, the place values get larger. Now, what do we know? The first number, 15.01, the 1 is in this position. But in 15.1, the 1 is to its left. So, as we move to the left, the place values of the digits increase. Therefore, the place value of this one is larger than the place value of this one. So 15.1 is greater than 15.01. Option B is correct. N plus 25 is equal to 25. What is the value of n? Alright, Jerry. Let's look at it like this. If you add 25 to a number and the answer is 25, what is the number? You have a number and you add 25 to it and the answer is 25. To which number you add 25 and the result is still 25? Yes, Jerry, it's easy. If it's easy, just let me know the answer. Okay, the answer is 0. Right. We are adding 25. As a matter of fact, when we see problems like these, we do not have to go through a process to solve them. Common sense in mathematics, I prefer to use common sense in mathematics than ever to use a mathematical principle. But of course, by going through Richard James Mathematics Resources, Richard James has always, what, Jerry? Emphasized the importance of mathematical principles. Right? So, the importance of mathematical principles cannot be overestimated. But, I prefer to use common sense over a mathematical principle anytime. Now, of course, we are using a mathematical principle to solve this problem. We are adding 25 on the left-hand side. We therefore need to subtract 25 from the right-hand side. So we are doing the opposite of addition on the opposite side. So we will have n is equal to 25 minus 25. And that is equal to 0. So n is equal to 0. And that is option C. Mary is X years old and her sister is 5 years younger. How old is her sister? So write down the X. Her sister is 5 years younger. Her sister is 5 years younger. This means that the numerical value of her age, our younger sister's age, is less than Mary's. We therefore need to subtract 5 from X, because younger means a smaller number. The correct answer is therefore option D. A die is rolled once. What is the probability of getting an even number? The probability of an event happening tells us how likely it is that the event will happen. It is measured on a scale from 0 to 1. Probability 0 means that it is impossible for the event to happen. And probability 1 means that it is absolutely certain that the event will occur. The probability that an event will occur is given by the formula. And what do we say? Probability is equal to the total number of events that will give a favorable outcome. And that we will explain in a short while. And that is to be divided by the total number of equiprobable events. And that will also be explained. An even number will give a favorable outcome. How do we know that? Because we are saying here, what is the probability of getting an even number? So, any even number is what we actually want. So what we actually want, that is going to be representing our favorable outcome. So an even number will give us a favorable outcome. There are 6 numbers on a die. The total number of equiprobable events. So then, what we mean by equiprobable, we have what? 6 numbers on a die. And each one has an equal probability of occurring. So it is not more likely that you'll get a 5 than a 4. All numbers on the die have an equal probability of showing up. Therefore, all of those are the equiprobable events. 3 of the 6 numbers on the die are odd and 3 are even. The number of events that will give a favorable outcome, which will give us an even number, is therefore 3. So the probability is therefore 3, the number of even numbers on the die, because each even number will give us a favorable outcome. Right, and 6 is the total number of equiprobable events. There are 6 numbers on the die. Each one has an equal probability of occurring. So this may be reduced by a common factor of 3. So 3 into 3 is 1 and 3 into 6 is 2. The correct answer is option A. What is the probability of selecting a heart from a deck of regular playing cards? A deck of regular playing cards has 52 cards. Now, each of the 52 cards has an equal probability of occurring. Therefore, the total number of equiprobable events will be 52. Now, the 52 cards includes the deck of cards include 4 suits of 13 cards each. there are 13 each of hearts, 13 clubs, diamond, and spade. So there are 13 each of heart, clubs, diamond, and spade. A heart will give a favorable outcome. There are 13 of them. The number of equiprobable events is equal to the total number of cards, which is 52. So the number of cards that will give a favorable outcome is 13. And the number of cards representing the number of equiprobable events will be 52. So the probability is 13 over 52. The correct answer is option C.